we are in the holiday spirit, and we asked Santa for this, and we got it on our Christmas wish list. We got Mart and Chilton, Class 2A, Division II state semifinals. So Wynn Emmons, who y'all know, performed some really impeccable research, sent it to me this week, and we've learned that this is the fourth all-time Central Texas meeting in the state semifinals. Never been one in the state championship game. Been a bunch in round 4.
That would be teams that we considered in our coverage area at the time.
Correct. And this is also including, like you said, teams that were in our coverage area at the time. So the 4 that Wynn listed there were Rosebud Lot versus Rogers, 2002. Calvert versus Abbott in 2002. By the way, I covered both of those games. I knew I had covered the Rosebud Lot Rogers game. I looked it up because I think I covered that Calvert Abbott game too, and I did.
Well, what were you doing in 2019 when Blum played Jonesboro?
I don't know.
It was just too important.
Maybe you covered it. Blum and Jonesboro in 2019 was the other one. Blum beat Jonesboro, went on to win state. How special does this one have a chance to be? What do you think?
DJ, I'll let you jump in first.
Go ahead.
It's 2 really good teams that I feel like match up pretty well in a lot of places. So I do think it's going to be really good. When I went out to Chilton yesterday, I mean, they were all excited. I got there and they were taking their team photo. And right before practice started, and they know Mart's been there, but I don't think they're intimidated by that. They're just they're happy to be there. And I did ask why the game was not in Waco, why we had to go all the way down to Belton, and they did try to get it in Waco. I think there just was other stuff going on that they couldn't.
No, you know what it was? And I think this is okay to say. I mean, Waco ISD on Friday night, and good for them for treating their kids and teachers to something.
Yes, although when you told me this, Chad, because you had also found this out last week talking to Kevin Hoffman, I must admit, I rolled just a bit, but go on.
Well, Waco ISD is showing the Grinch on the Jumbotron on Friday night for all of its, I guess, faculty and whoever wants to come. So I don't know, if you want to go watch the Grinch instead of going to this ball game, you can go see it at Waco ISD Stadium on Friday night.
And wasn't Midway? What was Midway hosting? I'm trying to remember.
No, Midway had some track construction, and they were just a little bit slow getting back, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, so DJ, one thing you said there jumped out at me, which was the very first thing you said, which was when you went out there, they were taking their team photo, which, if you think about it, that's a UIL thing. That's UIL saying, hey, you guys might be at state. We need your photo for the program, the little including the little online program they do. I mean, to me, that suggests, hey, we expect to be playing one more week. I mean,
right,
I'm sure
right.
every team in the state semifinals does it and sends it to the UIL, but nevertheless, I don't think Chilton goes into this game thinking, oh, we've got no shot. Not the way they're playing.
Yeah,
no, for sure. They're beating people up.
Go ahead, DJ.
Because I'm working on the advance, and I asked Benny Hewitt if he could put me in contact with Italy's coach, Mike Lovelace, and I actually ended up having to text a different coach for that contact, because Hewitt was like, well, we were a different team at that point in the season. Like, yes, they beat Italy, but just barely. Like, that in week 2, they were not playing as well as they are now. I think he mentioned that it wasn't until around week 8 where they really kind of hit that point in the season where, okay, we're just gonna roll through everybody now, and kind of compared his team to the Super Bowl Giants. I don't remember what year that was, because I don't
remember that year. It was like in
Yeah.
mid-December, you never would have thought the Giants were gonna, and then they just took off. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I thought that was a really cool tidbit, just how everything seems to be clicking and everybody's really excited, and it would mean a lot to them to not only win the semifinal, but go into Arlington and probably win another title. I mean, I was looking out there, and they have the two big stones with the other two titles that they have up there, and a lot of those kids either had like a parent or a grandparent play on either one of those teams, so it would be pretty big for Chilton to get another title this year.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I have two ideas about that point. Number one, whoever wins this game has a monumental challenge in Albany, which is the number one ranked team, number one ranked ahead of Mart, which is doing something by itself in Class 2A these days.
Right.
But Albany's the defending state champion, and they're really good. They've got in fact, I think they have one kid who's committed to Texas Tech, so that's a big deal for 2A level 2. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Red Raider, okay?
No, but you're right. To have a D1 commit on the 2A level is impressive.
But the other thing I was going to say just right off the bat was that I think we were all kind of looking at these two games on Friday, going, "Man, that would be cool if we could get them both and see that game." And the way the Chilton game started out, is like, all right, check the Chilton box, right? And then Mart, we were going, "Oh man, is this going to be a flop for Mart against Lovelady?" Because it was 2010 at halftime, and I was there watching it, shooting it, covering it, and Mart just did not look like a team that was going to get it together during the first half. And then they did, and the thing was, it's not that Mart looked that bad. It's just that Lovelady was so hyped, and I mean, their crowd was cheering every 6-yard run and every tackle of less than 15 yards. It was like they were super hyped to try to beat Mart, as I'm sure everybody is. And Mart's had that target on their back a lot of times. And another thing about my trip out to Mart the other night is Kevin Hoffman was saying it's not very often that they play a team that is equal to them or even faster than them in the category of team speed. And he said that might be the case. Now, I get the feeling that Kevin was a little bit Lou Holtzian in that sense, sort of building up the opponent. But you know what? It's not hard to believe.
No, I was out at Chilton practice just a couple weeks ago before their last game, and I mean, you can see the speed. It's there, so yeah.